Secretary Liam Fox spent this afternoon addressing a special summit of security advisors and scientists, not about defending the country from foreign armies, nor about the vexed issue of Trident, whose replacement continues to create discord in the government. In fact, his attention wasn't on any human threat at all. Instead, he was concerned by the threat to Britain from space, and especially so regarding solar flares from the sun. Sounds like science fiction? Well, this is what the fear is. This is a solar flare, filmed on the 7th of August by NASA. It occurs, we're told, when magnetic energy that's built up in the sun's atmosphere is suddenly unleashed, sending a shockwave rippling out. Now, if that eruption is aimed towards Earth, it would apparently send a solar tsunami, racing 93 million miles across space in our direction. And if that wave of supercharged gas is big enough, scientists warn it could break through the natural magnetic shield protecting the Earth, causing untold damage to our electrical infrastructure. Well, with me now is Avi Schnur, one of the guiding lights behind today's conference, who advises the US National Security Council on solar activity. And the impact on our lives, were this to happen, would be enormous.
It would be completely devastating. What's happened in modern times is we have put all of our eggs in one basket. All of our infrastructures that support our lives are now electrical infrastructures. And that's not just true in the United Kingdom, that's all over the world. If this happens, it will toast the world. It will toast all of our infrastructures. That's the serious problem we're dealing with. The electric grids, when they go down, they bring with them our capability to produce water and send water to homes, to produce food, communications, medical care, all of the things that we depend on. And if it's down for months or years, it's very, very painful to think about what that would mean for a modern country like the United Kingdom.
I don't know whether we can have a look again at this image. Now, give us a sense of the scale of this. I mean, how high is that fire actually coming out from the edge of the sun?
So you have to have a sense of many, many times the size of the Earth. The Earth diameter would be quite small on the edge of the sun. In fact, you can see it there. So these seem like relatively small flares, but it's actually many, many times the diameter of the Earth, a flare of that size.
Right, so what would we have to do to protect ourselves from this?
So that's really the good news piece of this story. We do need to get it together for the governments involved to start protecting the electric grids, but it turns out there are fairly simple measures which are well understood now which can be taken. There are the equivalent of huge surge protectors which need to be put on these different transformers.
And the cost?
The cost is fairly nominal. For the United Kingdom, we should be talking something in a few hundreds of millions of pounds.
A lot of people will say, oh, look, you know, we've heard about millennium bugs. This is another scare that's never going to happen.
There are two dimensions of this, I think, that are a little bit different. First of all, we've seen it happen before. We actually, at this point, have it very well documented. That's one of the things that happened with this National Academy of Sciences study in the United States. They've gone back, they've looked to see the different occasions when this has happened. In fact, you can read in newspapers from 1859, when this last occurred, people were reading their newspapers by the light of the aurora at the equator.
Avi Schnur, thank you. Well, back to John now.
One thing I liked about that report is when the reporter asked, how big is that fire? Right? Did anyone see the guy cringe at all? Anyway, guys, just to